Welcome to the championship. We're live at Martinsville Motor Speedway, about to go 100 laps for the NASRA Super Late Model Series, sponsored by Protein.com, Austin Designs, or Scott Austin Designs, Adam Jocelyn Racing, TRN, and also some other sponsors. We'll get all of them here in just a moment. So, we're live here for the championship finale. It's going to be a good one. Short track racing at its best, and these guys always put on a heck of a show. We got a good crowd turnout so far tonight. 25 drivers I'm seeing, which is all we're allowed to start in the field anyway. But right now, Colin Allman on top of the board. Now, we do have a special guest joining me in just 1 minute. We're going to interview the current points leader, Jonathan Smith. He is up right now by 6 points over Scott Austin and 11 points over Tim Beals. Nobody else behind that will have a chance to win this race. But really looking at it, it's really going to come down. If you go and actually look at where some of these guys are, and actually, you know what? I do not see Tim Beals in here. But it looks like, let me make sure Scott Austin, where is he located on the board right now? Scott Austin, I know, is in here. He is actually 19th with Jonathan Smith 21st. So them guys definitely looking for some speed. So what I want to do, I want to go ahead and pull Jonathan Smith in. Right now, we'll get a quick interview with our points leader before he goes out to qualify. Hey, Jonathan, you got me? John Smith, got a copy? Okay, so we'll actually try to pull him in here in just 1 minute, and I'll get him right back in here in just 1 second. We'll talk to him, and him and actually Scott Austin both is in the same TeamSpeak channel communicating, so they're working on some stuff, but we'll talk to him here in a moment. I'm really looking forward to this race, and if you all didn't hear the podcast the other day, it has been announced that we are actually coming back on next season for these guys. And to be honest, you all can it's kind of weird to even explain why, because the plan was for me to take a break from broadcasting for a while. But honestly, it's not going to work out that way, because with the newer graphics card and stuff like that, newer computer, the graphics just look so good, and I want to stream now. And it's back to where I'm enjoying it again, which is the main reason why I wanted to step away. But I'm really enjoying it again. So I'm really looking forward to tonight, and looking forward to what these guys bring. So, if you haven't yet, go listen to the podcast after this broadcast. I posted on our Facebook, Trackside TV. You can find it on Facebook, Trackside Racing Network on Facebook. And also check these guys out. You can go to their website. You can get the stats, all the updates, and everything. It's racenasrs.com. And you can go there. Good looking website. They got information about their league, information about when they started, and just all kinds of other stuff. So, pretty cool stuff that they got going on over there. Of course, the season already winded down. We started this season back on December 10th. So, it's a fairly short season. There's only 9 races this season. We had 3 off weeks. We had Christmas and New Year's, and then we had Super Bowl off. So, only 9 weeks of racing. And we started off the season. Todd Guerin actually winning the first 2 out of 3 races. It was Todd Guerin, Cody McCrawley winning at the Bull Ring. Todd Guerin once again winning the Southern National. Tim Beals picks up his first win at Richmond International Speedway. Then it was Logan Runyon who came in here and dominated at Lanier. Then from there we went to Myrtle Beach, where Colin Allman, who's on top of the board tonight, won back at Myrtle Beach. And we had our off week. Then for the NASRA Members 100, it was Joshua Hart who picked up an exciting finish. That race came down to the wire, so it was great to see Joshua pick up the victory at the Milwaukee Mile just 2 weeks ago. Then last week, Landon Soraka won at New Smyrna, and I don't know if Landon's actually in here tonight. I do not see him in here tonight, so should be good though. Let me see if I can get our points leader back in here, Jonathan Smith, who I think just actually picked up some time on practice. I thought I seen him. He is actually going out. I'm not going to interview him. I was going to interview him. I may have to wait till after qualifying, till he puts down his lap to interview him. I don't want to interview while he's out on the track. Let me see if he's actually still out there or not. There he is. Let's see if we can actually get him in here in just 1 moment. We'll try to pull him in. But he's pulling out on track, and at the Protein.com you see the car, sponsor on the car as well. So, just announced that Pruitt Team will be back with these guys next season as well. So awesome to have their sponsorship back on for these guys. I know Chuck really appreciated it, and all the guys, the admins and stuff. It really helps, and hopefully we give enough coverage to all the sponsors. It's one thing I need to work on from a broadcaster standpoint is to make sure all the sponsors get the right amount of coverage, and because that's why you sponsor. So everybody out there, check out all the sponsors. You're going to see their logos pop up on the commercial breaks that we have tonight. Real fast, let's get a look at the weather for tonight's championship race. 65-degree air temp. Track temp is perfect for an afternoon race. 76 degrees, only 2-mile-an-hour winds out of the west. You cannot find a better grip track right now than what we're racing on tonight. Even though turn 2-4 looks very slick. We just seen a car go around. Little information about Martinsville, just in case you was wondering. There you go. 0.49 miles on this very paperclip track, as you can actually see what that paperclip looks like. We go high above Martinsville Speedway here this evening. Really looking forward to tonight, though. I keep mentioning it, and we kind of hit on it on the broadcast before we even, or in the podcast, we even talked about it even before the podcast. And me and Chuck was having a conversation about who we think is going to win. And to be honest, I just don't know who's going to be able to walk out of here with the championship tonight, especially now seeing where some of these guys that is running for the championship are at currently on the board. 19th and 21st, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of guys in here that may be able to pick up the win. Who I've been impressed with lately that we could see pick up the victory is Donald Clark. I'm not saying anything about Colin Allman. He's currently the leader in practice. He could easily pick up the win. But Donald Clark been very impressive. Jacob Smith, Logan Runyon's in here, Adam Jocelyn. I mean, these guys, AJ Brissett is in here. Everybody knows AJ. If you don't, he's a very good driver. He's in here as well. Joshua Hart's in here. I mean, there's just so many good people that can win this race. And if you watched our broadcast last night with the Loose Lug Nut Series, I mentioned that I expect somebody to win this race that people do not expect. And I'm kind of going with that same attitude tonight. I think we're going to see, I don't want to say an upset, but I think we're going to see possibly a new winner tonight. I don't think we're going to have your normal type of winner that we think we would see. Nothing against Logan or nobody like that, but I just feel like it could be one of them races where we possibly see a new winner. Okay, so we got 30 seconds left here in qualifying, or practice before we start qualifying. Tyler Hayes back in 22nd. And keep in mind, only 25 drivers are allowed to race this race. This is not they only allow 25 drivers to race. If any more than 25 show up, it goes by practice or qualifying and stuff like that. So only 25 allowed to race this race. And I made a mistake the other day because I thought it was kind of more. But we'll see. And I got to give a shout out, by the way, to who helped me actually figure that out. Jason Day actually corrected me on it. So thanks, Jason, for that. So practice is over and championship qualifying is underway. We will talk to our championship leader here in just a moment. In the meantime, it is Adam Jocelyn in the number 83 on track. You see where he's going wide. He is doing that to try to get the run off the corner. And you see it right there. Dives it down just a little bit. And green flag officially out for this qualifying. Adam Jocelyn 2 laps. Well, actually, I believe it was 3 laps in qualifying. But quickest lap's going to be the first. Down in turn number 3. And Jocelyn's going to jump up to the top of the board. 18.988, good lap there for him. Logan Runyon in the 06, RMS Motorsports. Coming out of turn 4, he's going to put down his lap. Actually start his green flag lap, so we'll stay with him for now. And he's going to shut it off and go back and reset. Douglas Thompson in the 13 car. He's going to stop as well. Everybody trying to get everything they can. Here's one of our championship contenders tonight. The number 5 is Scott Austin, currently 5 points back in the number 5. Trying to run down Jonathan Smith. Austin working off turn 2. A lot of grip on track, as I mentioned a few moments ago. It's only 76-degree track temps. And with that lap, 18.972, so actually way better than what he put in practice. Jonathan Smith qualified. Has he even put down a lap yet? I'm looking for him. He has, and currently 14th. So what I want to do, I actually want to pull in Jonathan Smith if I could get him in here. If he's there, we'll talk to him. Hey, Jonathan Smith, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man. So you're coming in here tonight, leading the points, only 5 points ahead of Scott Austin. What's going to be the main key for you to win this championship tonight?
Well, really, just keeping the car clean right now. It's probably going to be a rough race. Martinsville normally is.
Yeah, we know how tight this place actually can be, and I'm sure you're going to be watching your relative quite a bit, knowing that you're only 5 points ahead, which is still, you know, somewhat of an advantage for you. What I mentioned, you know, what's going to be the main key. Right now, you're starting back. It looks like in 17th, right in the middle of traffic. How much does that play a factor, and how much do you really have to focus on trying to work around these other guys?
Well, right now it means I'm going to have to move up a little bit quicker than I wanted to, but mostly it's still just all about being really careful and being patient with everybody.
Well, man,
you know, timeout moves when a gap opens up.
We spoke about you before the podcast this past week, and I know Chuck Smith mentioned that he's very, very impressed with how you ran this season. To be honest, you've kind of been a little under the radar because of the win situation. You know, some guys got wins, some people don't, but you're consistently finishing inside the top 5. So congratulations on making it to the championship race and have a chance. Go out there and see if you can get the win, and we'll be up here watching. And good luck.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for broadcasting every week.
For sure, man. Go out there and see what you can do, bud. So that was Jonathan Smith, and we spoke about. You could kind of hear he's. I think he's there. I don't want to say he's nervous because I don't think that's what it is. What worries me right now is where he's going to be starting. Scott Austin's starting in 12th right now. Jimmy Babbs was just seen, who's in 11th. Just put down his lap. By the way, if you haven't heard Jimmy in a podcast, he's hilarious. Anyway, Jonathan Smith back in 19th at the moment. So there's a fine line right now. If that's how they was to finish, it would be Scott Austin walking away with the championship. I don't know how it's going to go. I want to try to get Scott Austin in here as well and talk to him. And I will pull him down. Hey, Scott Austin, you got me?
Yep, I got you.
Well, man, you come in here, 5 points out of the lead for the championship, so very doable. What's it going to take for you to be able to try to get this championship tonight?
Keeping it clean is going to be the main thing. It's Martinsville and it's a championship, so I think everybody's going to be gunning.
You know, knowing that this is the last race, and you kind of just mentioned everybody wants to get the win because it is the last race for a few weeks at least, and how important it is for these guys to try to end the season on a high note. Is that something that you have to take into consideration when racing around certain people?
Absolutely. I think if you look at the points battle that I'm in, the situation I'm in, there's 1 or 2 guys that I need to keep my eye on as far as where they're at and where I need to be in relativity to them. But if there's guys that are out there that are faster than me that per se aren't in the points battle, you just need to let them go and not race them because that really weakens your chances then, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And it's been a good season for you. You have came in here already this season with a win, or I'm sorry, not without a win, but you came in here and you've consistently put together top 5 finishes. Is that something that you think you're going to have to do tonight? Do you think you can get inside the top 5? This is a tough place.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those things where luck is going to have to be on your side with a little bit of skill. And just kind of hope for the best. Like I said, there's a lot of good guys in here, and a lot of them are fast, and everybody wants to win.
All right, man. Well, you can only control so much, so congratulations on making it to the final 2 because it don't look like Tim Bills is here, so it's going to come down between you and Jonathan Smith. So good luck, and hopefully we'll be talking to you here at the end of this thing as a champion.
Yes, thank you, guys.
Thanks, man. I will move you back up once there it is. Good luck, bud. And So you kind of heard right there, and right now Colin Allman is in here, and it looks like he's going to be your pole sitter. So I actually want to go ahead and pull him in as well as the pole sitter, and if I could find him, if he's in, he actually may not be in TeamSpeak. I do apologize. I was looking for him, but he is not that I see. So I apologize for that. So it does look like Auburn going to get the pole tonight. There's a couple guys that's sitting out on pit road getting ready to qualify. Actually, all qualifying has been done. So it does look like Auburn's going to be your pole sitter. So what I want to do, take a quick commercial break. You know what? Never mind. We just got Colin actually in here. So we'll actually go ahead and pull him in. If I can find him. I seen him. Where'd he go? I seen him come in, and I lost him. Give me just a second. There he is. Let me pull him in real fast. If I can find where I'm at. There we go. Hey, Colin, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, looks like you're going to get the pole tonight, and that's a lot of momentum knowing this is the last race. So what's it going to be able to for you to stay out here and try to get this win? What's going to be the most important thing?
Definitely keeping the right rear tire under you. I mean, this place will eat up that right rear tire in a heartbeat, and you got to be able to manage your tires and be able to last for 100 laps.
We know that we're going to see a possibility of a long green flag run. The track don't look like it's too hot, but my question is, how much is going through your mind of certain guys that you got to work around? Most likely you're going to be catching some slower traffic in certain parts of the track. How patient are you going to be, or how patient do you have to be to try to get around them guys?
Well, hopefully the lap cars will give you enough respect and room to get you the line, but yeah, you got to be able to work around traffic. I mean, not all guys are going to give it to you, so you got to be able to work around them.
Well, man, you was first in practice. You're first in qualifying. Congratulations on the pole for the final race of the season. And it looks like, honestly, you're one of the guys that everybody has to watch out for. So it should be a good race. Good luck, and go out there and see if you can play spoiler for the championship, guys. And I'll be up here watching. Hope to talk to you here at the end.
All right, thank you, man.
Thanks, man. So we are about to go green. We're not going to take a commercial break because we only got 50 seconds before the start of the green flag, or the start of the grid process, I believe. And once again, if you guys haven't checked out this league, make sure you check out them and all the sponsors as well. Check out PruittTeam.com. This is the NASRA PruittTeam.com Super Late Model Series. Check out, and I'm going to try to remember them all. I know I'm going to miss some. Big C's Paint Shop. Check out Limp Machinery. Check out, of course, I mentioned PruittTeam.com. Check out Adam Jocelyn Racing. Check out Scott Austin Designs. Check out the Racing Network. And, of course, check out Trackside Racing Network. And I know I'm missing a couple, and we'll definitely get them in as well here in just a few moments. So, once again, I do want to appreciate these guys for letting me broadcast this season. I've really come to respect a lot of these guys in here. So, it's been a fun season. I'm really looking forward to this race. And as the gridding process is officially taking place, and it is, Colin Allman going to be starting on the pole. The Martinsville Speedway filled up. All the fans finally piling in for the race as we get ready to go 100 laps here at Martinsville. There's your look at your grid. Colin Allman, Brandon Wilkinson. Brandon actually with a really good lap of the 18.796. Gene Bunch, Joshua Hart, another good lap for both of them guys. Row number 3, we got Donald Clark. Keep your eye on the 28 car. I think he may have something for these guys alongside out of Illinois, Brian Hacker. Jacob Smith and AJ Brissett, both of them guys, another fast group of guys that could honestly walk out of here with the win. Back in 5th row, we got Adam Jocelyn and AJ Rogers, 2 more fast guys. Like I mentioned earlier, this field is just stacked with how good these guys drive. Row number 6. We got Jimmy Babb, Scott Austin. I know Jimmy was talking in the podcast. He didn't think his lap time would be that good here, but apparently he's got some practice, so good qualifying effort for him. We'll see if he's able to keep that car up front. He's usually pretty fast, so we'll see. Row 7, we got Logan Runyon and Jason Day. So not a great effort from Logan Runyon in qualifying. I'm sure he was definitely looking for more. Keep your eye on the 06. Russell Brown, Russell Charninski, that 19 may have a good chance to pull off an upset here. Starting in row 8, he's got a little bit of traffic to come through, as well as Cody Branson and Ryan Lange. Ryan not having the greatest of seasons. I know he was definitely looking for more, and we'll see if he's able to keep that up. Next up, row number 10, Jonathan Smith and Douglas Thompson. As we get ready to roll here at Martinsville, and you see in row 11, Christopher Moody, Jerry Glenn. Row number 12, we got Bob Loran and Levi Poland. In 25th place, we got Tyler Hayes, and I believe that is it. Christian Joyce failed to make the show. Unfortunately, Christian, a really good driver. I don't think he got in here till late, so didn't have a ton of time to practice as you look through the field. And we'll be ready to roll here in just a moment. There they go. Make sure it's up. Here we go. Alright, here we go. 100 laps. We got to take 2 trips around Martinsville Speedway. And this is going to be probably one of the most intense races these guys have seen all year. Knowing the championship guys in here, you got to be a little different type. What is on Joshua Hart's car? I want to see that pink. What is on the front? He's got the pink on it in memory of Kimberly Brown, New Smyrna Speedway General Manager. Okay. Breast cancer, I'm sure. Sad thing, I know. Definitely something we support here for sure. Breast cancer awareness. There we go. All cars, 12 rows, well 13 rows. As the pace car is going to drop in for the final time this season for the first restart, or for the first start. And pace car's in. Green flag is out. Final race of the season underway. Championship race, and Colin Allman already jumping out to about a 4-car length advantage. The battle going to be right now for second. Here comes the number 50 car that you see up on the inside. I'm sorry, that is the 510 and 511. Brandon Wilkinson, Gene Bunch blinking just a little bit in front of Joshua Hart. You see him stacking up some. There's Donald Clark as well. 510 now following suit. He's going to fall back to third. Battle's going to be for fourth. Donald Clark looking to the inside of Brian Hacker. Behind that is 2x2, about 3 rows deep, with Jacob Smith, AJ Percent, Adam Johnson, and Scott Austin. Keep your eye on the 5 cars. First caution of the night comes out early, and it is the 502 of Jerry Glenn who spins it off turn number 2 as we get our first instant replay of the race. There you go. Around he went. No damage. Everything was avoided. One more look. Was there contact between him and the 23? Remember the 23, Jonathan Smith. Oh, there was. Jonathan Smith, right now your points leader, breaks out the first caution. Now, that's one thing you got to keep in mind. We kind of spoke about it earlier with some of these guys about how patient you have to be. Jonathan carrying a little bit too much speed in. And luckily for him, it is early in this race, so he's definitely going to be able to recover from it. But he does get the EOL and has to drop back to 25th. But so it's very interesting because I mentioned how much or how tough it is at Martinsville. These guys both mentioned it. They know. So if the race were to end right now, Scott Austin would walk out of here as your championship leader. We really have to wait and see if that becomes the case. Jonathan Smith's fast. He's definitely capable enough of getting back through there. And here we go. We should be getting ready to double back up. One thing I like about short track racing, I love the fact, let's look at some paint schemes real fast though. Love the fact how quick cautions go. There's the 57, Colin Allman, I'm sorry, Brandon Wilson and Todd Kirkwood Transportation. Gene Bunch, Joshua Hart representing that breast cancer awareness. Thank you again, Joshua, for running our paint scheme all season long. Brian Hacker with his normal colors, great colors, and another AC paint, so the number 28, Donald Clark, Jacob Smith. And the number 54, that's a cool looking paint scheme. Number 5051, AJ Brissett. Adam Jocelyn in the number 83 Polaris. We always see him up front. He's got a little different logo on the front this week. Austin Designs. Austin's Home Improvement on the front. Go Austin 24/7. AJ Rogers in his awesome blue paint scheme. And there's some rubbing going on. And a 51 of Jason Day. Not entirely sure what this was. But Jason Day and Jimmy Babs gets into it. And okay. Not entirely sure. But it looks like Jason Day has parked it. And alright. So we're about to go back green flag. Some heated exchange already being taken place on the track. Pace car does pull into green flag back out in the air as we're back to green, and that 510 car blinking just a little bit. Battle going to be for second place. Brandon Wilkinson on the outside. Here comes that 11. Brian Hacker has to check up a little bit, but the 511 going to get around that 510 car. Joshua Banks into the wall. Big trouble in the back. Scott Austin involved, I believe. Austin made it through it, but with a lot of damage. This was the big one already at Martinsville. It was the 83 of Adam Jocelyn. He went around. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that was Donald Clark with Adam Jocelyn. And everybody else just totally gets involved in that one. As we look here, once again, we'll try to get Donald Clark in this shot a little bit better view. Really slick coming off that turn. The 5 does pretty much make it through it, but without damage, and that's not good for Scott Austin because you see him here. Yeah, a ton of damage on that car. That may wind up hurting him. And if we go back, we can look at the other driver that is running for the championship, Jonathan Smith, who's back in 18th. He gets through it without any kind of damage. He does got a little right rear damage from making contact with someone. But the big news right now is Scott Austin. I don't know what that's going to do to that car. I'm going to be honest. This could hurt his championship. May take him out of this championship hunt. So we will wait and see what happens. As the damage already starting to being done on some cars on track. We're just now 11 laps in and already 2 cautions. I expected a long run from these guys. I still expect it, but there's a lot of heated exchange. I'm wondering if some of these exchanges carried over from the previous races and they just wanted to wait till the last race of the season to do this. It's a little bit surprising to see some of these guys racing so aggressive, but we did hear one of the championship guys talk about how aggressive some guys can be, knowing it is the last race of the season, nothing to lose. I mean, I don't really know what's the worst that's going to happen, to be completely honest. I mean, so I don't know how the admin will handle that, so we'll see. We'll just have to wait and see what happens here in just a moment. Alright, so we are about to go doubling them up again. I believe the pace lights are off on the pace car. So we're going to double them up, get ready to go green flag. And already some tempers flaring at Martinsville. That's normal short track stuff, though. I wouldn't expect any less. It's going to be very interesting to see what that 5 can do with that damage, though. Pace car pulls in back down pit road. Green flag about to come back out. And we are green flag back here again at Martinsville. And already battle going to be once again for 3rd place. It is the 71 of Joshua Hart versus Gene Bunch as we work off turn number 2. Watch cars to get sideways. Ryan Lange, who was that? Logan Runyon. I think we got another wreck. We do. Caution flag could come out once again. And the 98 is involved in this one. Cody Brinson goes around. Logan Runyon goes around. That's the big one. That goes to show you how slick this track is. We was actually 3 wide. That explains a little bit. Contact action between the 98 and the 86, or the 06, I apologize. And once again, our championship guys make it through it, but the field just keeps getting smaller and smaller as you see more cars with damage. We'll take a quick commercial break, guys, to get our sponsors some plugs in. We'll be right back right after this. Double them back up as we get ready to go green flag here once again at the great Martinsville Speedway. It has been a exciting race so far. We've had a few cautions, I'm not going to lie. That's going to get cleaned up. I promise you guys out there watching, it will get cleaned up, and it's going to be a great race if we can just make it through these first couple. Pace car does duck off on the pit road. Green flag back out in the air once again, if I can get my words right. Battle going to be for third once again. It is the 71 making contact with 510. Joshua Hart goes wide. He's going to lose a few spots. Jim Bunch gets into him. Joshua Hart now falling back to the 8th position. And as A.J. Rogers, Jacob Smith in the 54. Want to mention that Scott Austin right now still in front of Jonathan Smith, but only by 2 spots. That is not what Scott Austin needs. He needs to finish at least 5 spots ahead of Jonathan to be able to win his championship. And you can see right now everybody's starting to get a little bit single file. We do got a race side by side back here for 15th. Tyler Hayes, the 502 of Jerry Glill. We see Jerry go around earlier in this race. As we got 3 wide, that is the 5 car. Scott Austin dropping way back. Something is wrong. I wonder if he may just be dropping back on purpose. I wonder if he's just got that damage, and he does not. And that car is really upset right now. You can really see him working the wheel on the inside of the car. And this place, I mentioned how cool the track temp was. It's mostly cloudy skies, but this place is so slick right now, as he actually was almost getting passed right there by Donald Clark, who looked to his inside. We'll see. I'm sorry, not Donald Clark. That is the 98 of Cody Brinson. Back up front, towards the front. This is the 99 and 91, 11th place and 10th place. That's Jonathan Smith, you see riding in 12th. Right now, he would be your championship winner if he's able to hold on to that spot. Right now, he's well ahead of Scott Austin, who's back in the 16th place. 91 Levi Pollard going to go wide. He's going to give up a few spots here. You actually got to, who is that, the 95 blinking a little bit. Back up towards the front. Let's hop on board. Joshua Hart, TRN cam. On board with our TRN driver, Joshua Hart. Once again, thank you, Joshua, again, all season long, has ran our paint. Done a really good job. I know he's been a little disappointed with some of his finishes, but put together a really good race about 2 weeks ago when he picked up the win. Right now he's battling behind Ryan Lanes. Ryan, actually another one of them drivers that you expect to be up towards the front. Hasn't had the season he wanted. Right now they're not doing a bad job. He's actually running in the 9th spot, so definitely an improvement for where he's been the last few races. He's not had the run he's been looking for. But so far, so good for him. He's running in the 9th spot, as I mentioned. A little bit back up front. This is 4th, 5th, and 6th. Hacker, Rogers, and Jonathan Smith, as you get a look at your top 5 for now. They still Colin Allman out front by 1.2 seconds. Gene Bunch, Brian Hacker, and AJ Rogers right now running in the 5th spot. What a run the 17 may have coming out of turn number 2. Are you going to do anything with it? No, we will not. Everybody right now pretty much single file. I think these guys got the cautions out of the way now. Better get them done early. I really hope that Scott can actually get back into pits possibly and get some of that damage repaired. You see him right there at the 98 gets into the wall in front of him. He's running back in 19, and I'm wondering if he's just actually running back there on purpose. And guys, we got an issue, and we will take a quick commercial break as something happened with iRacing. So we'll be right back right after this. Let me load it back up. We are going right back in it right now, so just stay tuned. We'll be right back in here in just 1 second. Welcome back. Sorry about that. That's weird. Never had that happen before. New computer. Got to get used to everything on how everything works. So, welcome back. We're back. Still green. Nothing's really changed up front as Trading Pains loads everything back up. We are still being led by Colin Allman right now. Brandon Wilkinson out in second place. Gene Bunch, Brian Hecker, AJ Rogers, Jake Smith. There is one change. Joshua Hart has fallen back to the 7th spot. A real quick look at our championship leader. Is still being led by Jonathan Smith, who's up in 11th. But we got a good battle going on up here inside the top 5. This right here overall is for 4th. Jacob Smith right now trying to hold back the 71. Joshua Hart trying to figure out a way to get around the 54. Last time by, Hart was one of the fastest in the field, with the exception of Gene Bunch and Colin Allman. Another fast was Jimmy Babs, who's back in 15th right now. We'll see if he can make this work here in just one moment, if he's able to gain some ground. Be watching him closely. We'll go ahead and tell you right now that Scott Austin, sadly, is 1 lap down. He's going to need some work to try to get back on the lead lap. And unfortunately, his championship hopes may be done with that lap pass. Because we're already 45 laps in. We're almost halfway through with this race already. And we've only been green. Well, we've been green for quite a bit now. We had a few cautions there at the start of the race, but ever since then, it's been really good for these guys. So. Real fast look. I don't actually show the caution laps now, but we have had 4 cautions so far, and we may have another one. Jacob Smith in a 54 is going to go around, and he does. He may have had a love tap here. You know what? Did he blink out? Oh, he started getting loose. Let's see. Joshua Hart was behind him. Oh, he actually blinked out and then went around. So, unfortunately for Jacob, he's going to be going to the back right now. So, this is kind of a lucky break, I think, for Scott Austin. He's going to be your lucky dog, so he's going to be able to come down pit road and get some of that damage fixed. He's going to have to. I think you've got to come down pit road and get that fixed. He's going to hit the lucky dog this time, I believe. I believe they give lucky dogs anyway. There he goes. So he's going to hustle around the track, catch back up. But right now, this right here is the driver and the man to beat at the moment. Scott Austin's car did not sound good. You can really hear that car. Really struggles on exit. Let's see if we can get a better listen. Yeah, that car really struggling on the get up and go on the corner exit. And you can see him coming out pit road. Then, honestly, that's one of the most important things at Martinsville is the corner exit. Very important to try to get that exit speed and so you can get the run down the straightaway. So hopefully he'll be able to get some of that damage fixed. And he's not going to be able to get all of it fixed. And you see him still sitting on pit road as Colin Allman. He's got to get ready to go. Scott Austin now down and away. So he does get some of the damage fixed. Try to get a better look here. That was AJ Brissett. Scott Austin right in front of him. He does get probably a little bit of it fixed. He's got some of the front end a little fixed, still sticking up quite a bit. You can even hop on board and you can see how bad it is. So what I want to do on this next restart, I want to hop on board in the middle of this pack. And you know what? We're going to do it the right way. We're going to hop on board with our championship leader, Jonathan Smith, and get an idea of what it's like to restart here at Martinsville on the outside row. So we'll be going back to him in the number 23. Really got to be careful, though. Definitely don't want to be up there if something happens. Alright, let's hop on board with him. Try to give you a better view as well. There we go. Green flag back out. You can see how crazy he's really got to watch his mirrors a lot and make sure he don't get ran into the back of. That is Levi Poland right behind him and really tight on him as they exit turn number 2. There's your lapper of Martinsville on a restart. And actually, Jonathan loses, gives up. The 99 takes away or keeps 9th for now. Oh, we got a car going around into the wall. Yellow flagged out, and it's Jerry Glenn in the 502, his second wreck of the race. Gets into the back of Levi Poland, and a 54 checks up really hard. Oh, and Donald Clark and Scott Austin. Here's your look at what happened. The 54 really gets into the back of the 02 right there. Back up, the 502 comes right there. Wow. Tough break for Scott Austin, man. And honestly, I don't know what to really do in this type of situation. He's coming back down to get some more damage repaired. Luckily, he's not a lap down now. So you got to keep doing what you can do. We'll wait and see. Jonathan Smith right now currently in 11th spot. As we still stay under yellow for now. We'll be right back right after this from Martinsville.
Just like a movie, just like a storybook, we are the future, we're the ones they won't overlook. It's time to be the hero. Like you've never seen, like you've never seen. Looking for a hero. Just like in a dream, just like in a dream.
For the 57 laps left for the driver of the 57 or 67 tonight. He's been out now 58. It is his race to lose, and it is also Jonathan Smith's championship to lose as we're watching the NASRA Martinsville 100 laps was scheduled for tonight. So far, we're 59 laps in, about to be 60 as we get ready to go back green flag racing here. Once again from the paperclip. And sadly for Scott Austin, it has not been his night. He's sitting in 16th place. Did get some damage repaired. We'll be keeping an eye on that closely. You got a little bit of wheel spin right here on the 511. He's trying to clean them tires up as the pace car drops in. Green flag back out. What a restart by everybody that time. Everybody looked like they're good to go. 511 of Brandon Wilkinson trying to get down to the back bumper of Colorado. When we got contact, more trouble. Joshua Hart involved. And I don't know who all was involved in this one. Scott Austin once again getting some more damage. I don't really know how he's surviving. And we got to 23 with some damage. So our championship contenders, Joshua Hart. We'll see what happened here. 3 wide never works at Martinsville. And that's what happens. And actually, you know what? I think Scott Austin actually may have avoided that. I know he checked up quite a bit. Watched the 5 car. Oh, man. Good driving on him and the 54. Good job by Jacob Smith not to get into the back of Scott Austin. Are we still green? We are still green. Which is highly weird. Okay, so we're still green at the moment. I just now seen this caution did not come out after that wreck. And the 67, Colin Allman going to go around Joshua Hart and put Joshua 1 lap down. Joshua probably going to be bringing that car to pit road. This time we'll wait and see if he does. And he will bring it to pit road, and it looks like it's not sadly going to be ended. Man. So, up front, last time by, it was Brandon Wilkinson, the fastest driver on track, who's sitting in second. So far, the fastest lap of the race was done back on lap 8 by Allman with a 19.069. Of course, if you guys don't know, they're not allowed to change tires in this series. I cannot believe that was not a caution. Very surprising. Better look at Jonathan Smith's damage. You see his front end beat up. Now, it's not as bad as Austin's. His back end's got a little bit of damage as well. But I don't think it's going to affect him a little bit, but I don't think it's going to affect him as bad as what Austin's getting affected with right now. Last time by, fastest on track was our leader. Big shocker there because it has been his race to lose tonight. And we're already almost on lap 70, guys. That's what I like about these races. They're only 100 laps. I personally like the small race. I know these guys took a poll to try to extend the race. I like the 100 lap races because it's more like a shootout. It happens, it goes by so fast. You have to actually even qualify well to try to put yourself in a position to win these races. Although we have seen guys in the back start last and work their way up and actually win the race, but I feel like it really helps you if you qualify well. It makes qualifying that more important, you know what I'm saying, if that makes sense. I don't know. I like the idea of leaving the laps at 100. I think the poll is actually going to stay there. I think it is. They're keeping it at 100, I do believe, for next season. Here's the 99 of Christopher Moody going underneath our championship leader, Jonathan Smith. And to be honest, these guys a little bit closer together. Still a long shot for Scott Austin. Jonathan still up. Remember, Austin has to finish at least 5 spots ahead of him to win this thing. And, you know, not a lot of time left. It's back in 10th. Austin back in 14th. Just something to think about, though. AJ Rogers, Brian Hacker in the 11th. And then you got the 19 of Ronald Charninsky. I told you to keep an eye on Ronald Charninsky, too. I feel like Donald Clark was going to be one to watch. Unfortunately for him, not done early. As we are down to 27 laps to go. Really a mixed bag of emotions in this race, man. It's been weird. There's been so many weird things that have happened that we did not expect, and that's part of racing on short tracks, I believe. That's something I've come to learn and kind of develop a respect for the guys that actually are really good at these things. It's definitely not easy to do. You can also see the rubber starting to lay down really heavy in the corners now, on the track. It's getting pretty heavy, especially right through here. Rubber really starting to lay on the track. That's only after 75 laps. Of course, we did run 25 cars, but pretty heavy rubber laying down now. The reason why we're staying with this battle still, this is for 3rd place. And closest battle on track at the moment as well. will say this, Scott Austin just went one lap down. One thing to keep out for, Jonathan Smith not too far from going one lap down himself. You see him there. Jimmy Babbs will be the next one. Possibly go one lap down. Jimmy running in 12th spot. At the end of the race, we're going to interview our championship winner and our race winner, Colin Allman, who picks up, if he picks up the win, that is. I don't want to jinx it and say I'm going to interview him, but you never know. Looks like he's going to be the car definitely. He's been out for 78 laps, led every single lap so far. So domination as we see Scott Austin getting to the wall once again. He's right in front of the 11 of Brian Hacker. So Austin not having the night he wants. As Scott Austin going to go to the high side to let these guys go. See, it's still pretty cool, though, that he's running for a championship, but he's still willing to move out. This is going to get ugly. 3 wide never works. Brian Hacker's going to get the worst end. He's going to go around. No caution flag. Definitely not the way that works. He was battling 2 lap cars. We mentioned how tough traffic can be. There you go, the 502 Jerry Glenn, Ryan Lynch on the outside. And around Brian Hacker went. He don't actually fall out of the top 5. He stays in 5th, but does give 3rd place to AJ Rogers now. As Russell Charninsky tries to run down AJ, we'll have to wait and see what happens, but that battle's now started to sort it out. On board with Gene Bunch. He's been inside the top 5 pretty much all day. Right now in 6th place, though. Started up in 3rd place. And I think these guys really ought to consider a blessing being the track ain't super hot. I mentioned the weather a few moments ago when we started the race. It's only 76-degree track temp when they started, so the race definitely not bad. The 502 could go around. There they go. Scott Austin in the back of the 502 of Jerry Glenn. And around they go. There's the replay. Oh, just tagged him just a little bit. And there you go. Austin gets hit pretty hard from Brian Hacker, and I think there's actually some more damage right here. Oh, Jonathan Smith gets some. So, we're going to have about a 10-lap shootout. We'll take a final commercial break, guys. We'll be right back for this shootout right after this. Once again, I want to give all a shout out to the sponsors, PruittTeam.com, Scott Austin Designs, Adam Jocelyn Racing, Big C's Paint Shop, TRN, both TRNs, Trackside, mine, and the Racing Network, and all the other sponsors as well, Midwest Power Source. Thank you very much. And yeah, we're about to go back green flag. It is Colin Allman out front. We're going to have Actually, the lights are still on, so we're going to have a 10-lap shootout as cars try to get sorted on where they're running. Give you a little update on the championship leaders. Jonathan Smith leads Scott Austin by 4 spots right now, so it is still Jonathan Smith with the championship. The only way I could really see Scott Austin actually win this championship, knowing he's a lap down, is we're going to have to see Jonathan wreck. And I don't wish that on nobody. Jonathan's a very good driver, and honestly, he would be a great champion. I do think that this is possibly his championship to win for sure now. He's got it pretty much in the bag if he can stay out of trouble. Now, we have seen stuff that he's not been able to stay out of tonight with just getting caught up in it when he can't afford to slow down or something like that because wrecking in front of him. But he's done a really good job, and I'm not surprised to see him actually having a good night because I know he is a good driver. But we'll see how this final restart goes. This could be the final restart of the season for these guys. Working through turn 3 and 4. Pace cars in. Green flag back out. We'll see what happens. High above, you see the number 19. That is Russell Charninsky trying to get around to 17 of A.J. Rogers. Not going to happen. Let's check back on our points. Jonathan Smith right now on the inside of the 00. That is Jimmy Babs on the outside. Babs getting a little bit loose. Does have the run. Can he clear it? He does for the time being. Let's see if he can manage it. He does. I think Smith just let him have that spot. Back up towards the front. It is Brandon Wilkinson. He's been trying to run down the 67 of Colin, and I don't know if he's actually got the speed to really close it in. He's a little bit faster early into the run, but it kind of starts to slow the zip away as the A.J. Rogers gets into the wall. 7 laps to go at the line. Scott Austin now underneath the 502. That is 4th position. That's for 13th place. I think if you're Austin, you've got to start being a little bit aggressive and possibly putting the bumper to some of these guys. If you want a chance to win this championship, that seems like the only move to really do it now. As you look at Jonathan Smith trying to drive to his championship, he's got 6 more laps to do it. Scott Austin does get around the 502 for now, but remember, Austin actually 1 lap down. So if something don't happen to the 23, there's no way Austin can actually win this championship if something does not happen. 6 laps to go. Make that 5 laps to go. I apologize. And Russell Charninsky all on the back bumper right now. The 17 car of A.J. Rogers. We get ready to hit 4 laps to go at the line. This race is going by in a hurry. Three laps to go at the line. It is Colin Allman trying to win the race. It is Jonathan Smith trying to win the championship. All right, here's where Smith has to be a little bit careful. These guys up here racing for a position. If something happens, you just never know. So you got to be really careful not to try to get involved if anything does happen. 2 laps to go for Colin Allman. Yet to win a race this season. Out of turn 4, he's going to see the white flag for the final time this season. Through turns 2, and you see Adam Jocelyn actually crab walking. Let's see what happens with that, but Colin Allman's going to come out of turn 4. He's going to see the checker flag and win at Martinsville. Meanwhile, the 23 of Jonathan Smith is going to see the checker flag, and he's going to pick up the championship for the NASRA Super Late Model Series. He had to dodge a wreck, but congratulations to Colin Allman and Jonathan Smith on picking up the win and the championship tonight for these guys. Here is your race winner. And here is your championship winner. And Jonathan not even going to go do burnouts. He's bringing it straight in pit road. as you see all these guys behind him coming to a stop. Congratulations to our championship winner. We're actually going to go ahead and interview Jonathan Smith, who picks up the championship here tonight. If he's actually in here. Is he in here? I hope so. Let's see. Let's pull him in and talk to him. Hey, Jonathan, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, you did it. You won the championship. A long season. What's the emotions right now?
I'm really excited. This is my third one in a row in this league on pavement, 4 if you count dirt.
You know, that's pretty amazing, to be honest. That goes to show you what kind of driver you really are. And this one wasn't given to you this season at all. It means you really had to work, man. And tonight was no exception as well. Didn't have the fastest car, but you managed to stay out in front of Scott. Talk us through tonight.
Well, before the race, like literally right before we gridded, I made a packer change thinking it'd make it better in the center, and it really didn't help at all. Then after I got caught up in that post wreck, it just killed the front end. I was just kind of fighting the car all night long.
You know, these guys in this league is always tough to race against, and I know you kind of mentioned it at the start of the race, and Scott is definitely a good driver as well. He got a little bit of trouble early. You seen him get in trouble a little bit early. What was the mindset once you seen that? Was it just to try to stay in front of him no matter what, or was it, you know, even if you gave up a couple spots, it would be okay?
I realized mostly just stay within 4 spots of him because I knew that's what I needed, and make sure I don't get caught up in anything.
Well, man, another championship for you, and well-deserved, by the way, because you drove really hard all season long, so congratulations on that. Is there any shout-outs or anything like that you want to give?
Well, first off, I've got to give a shout-out to Danny for spotting for me all season. Then PruittTeam.com's been on the car all season long. They've been a partner with me for a while now. 62 Motorsports for all their help this season. My spotter, Danny's from Driven Motorsports. And Chuck for putting on such an awesome series every season, and you for broadcasting it for us.
Man, good job tonight. Seriously, that was awesome to watch. And go out there and see if you can win another one next season. That was fun.
I will.
Thanks,
you, sir.
buddy. I will move you back up. Once again, congratulations, Jonathan Smith, our champion. Now let's bring in our winner tonight. Picks up the win. Well, we'll just go ahead and call it dominant. Colin Allman picks up a dominating victory at Martinsville. Colin, you got a copy?
Yeah, man, I got you.
Man, domination. I was talking about you in the middle of this race. The only problems I seen where you struggled was, you know, a little bit early on in the run, you seen Brandon, who looked like he had something for you early in the run. Overall, talk us through your car setup tonight. Was it built for the longer runs? Because it seemed like the more laps we got, you just kept pulling away.
Well, it's definitely built for the long runs, you know. I mean, you definitely, for these 100-lap races where you can't get tires, you definitely want to set your cars up for the longer runs. That way you can pull away from the rest of the guys that are, especially like Brandon. Brandon's good with setups and stuff like that. So it was cool to be able to just walk away with it. Wish I would have been able to start in the back tonight, but it didn't finish in the top 3 last week. So, but overall, it was a fun race. I mean, had a good time. Yeah,
coming in here and dominating the last race of the season, it's got to give you a little bit of momentum. I mean, you come in here and you beat the championship guys. Does that mean anything for you, or is it just another one? Or is it just another race?
I race with these guys all the time. You know, we all run different leagues. We run official together, stuff like that. It's always fun racing against these guys, and I'm glad we can all race clean and have a good time outside of the official stuff where ratings don't matter, and we have a little bit of different point system.
Right, man, I definitely agree. Well, first place tonight, started first, led every single lap, domination, as I mentioned before. Is there any shout-outs or anything you want to give?
I got to shout out to my mom and dad. They're both watching tonight. And I'll just shout out to Chuck for putting on a good season. Hopefully we can improve on some things for next season. And you guys for the broadcast. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man, and congratulations on a big win tonight. So go out there and see what you can do next season. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we'll bring in Brandon Wilkinson, who's finished his second. Brandon, you got a copy?
Yeah, man, I got you.
Man, I was just talking to Colin a few moments ago, and he said his car was set up for the longer run. It seems like you had something for him early in the runs. Is it something you could have adjusted on to possibly try to set it up for the longer run, or was he just that good tonight?
I think in general, Colin's that good of a driver, but we kind of made a last-minute decision to make a start. We're going to run here full-time next season, so we just kind of made a last-minute decision to run tonight. I worked on a qualifying setup there for about 20 minutes, and we ended up being real good in qualifying, and Colin and I worked real close together, so he let me in on a spring package and gear he was running, and yeah, we were just a little too loose up off on the really long run, and a little loose in there when we went back green. So maybe something, if we put a little bit more time into it, we could have been there. But Colin's tough, man. He's one hell of a driver. So good win to him, and yeah, it's a really fun race.
You mentioned that this was a last-second start for you, and you come in here and you finish second. Is that somewhat satisfying, though, knowing that you beat the guys running for a championship and what that can mean for next season?
Yeah. I mean, I was pretty satisfied, not only with myself but the competition. There's a lot of good drivers here, a lot of drivers that are very competitive. So, it was satisfying. You always like to win. That's kind of the mentality I have whenever I step on the racetrack is I want to win. But we're satisfied with that finish, and we'll take it into next season, see what we can do. It's gonna be fun.
Okay. Yeah, man, for sure. You look very fast tonight, and honestly, it's going to be fun to see what you can do next season. So is there any shout-outs or anything like that you want to give?
Yeah, of course. I got to thank Cody Brinson and Colin Allman. Work real close with those guys. Kirkwood Transportation Services, Dead Zone Racing, Scott Eckers Chassis, and NASRA. Everybody for welcoming me into this league. Sucks for Cody. He ended up getting taken out under caution because somebody got mad. But good win to Colin, and take a 1-2 finish. Head on next season.
For sure, man. Good job. And I know Todd Kirkwood, good guy. And yeah, man, congratulations on second place. And we'll talk to you here hopefully next season.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Next up, we'll bring in a familiar face, AJ Rogers, who picks up third place tonight. And to be honest, it wasn't easy.
Split it 50-50.
Well, hello.
Sorry, we're chatting.
You're good, man. Overall, started 10th. You had to work through this, man. Third place. Overall, satisfied?
Yeah, definitely. I did not have the car that I wanted. I practiced pretty much all week in a lot hotter track temp, just thinking it was going to be there, especially using dynamic weather. You really never know. So I actually used my hot setup, made a few changes, and still just fought tight center pretty much all week. I just can get it out of it. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but I can't complain. We had a good run with the team. Some of us caught up in some crap that didn't need to happen, and connection issues and stuff. But overall, really happy. Just can't complain.
Yeah, everybody knows how good of a driver you are. We've seen you now for quite a while now. I broadcasted you. You come in here, I kind of want to ask you the same question I asked the other two. You came in here and you finished third. Is that somewhat of, I don't want to say surprise, but is that a lot of momentum for you going in, knowing that you beat the guys that was running for a championship? Does that help you as far as momentum or anything like that?
Oh, definitely. Every little momentum boost you can take with these is a big help. I was surprised because I had majority of my races were getting caught up in stuff, and it was a shock. I think I was just talking to Chuck that I finished 5th in the points, so I'll definitely take that.
Right.
And finish third in this race, and when I don't have the bad luck, it seems like I can run up front.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I'm extremely happy because, to be honest, I do not like Martinsville, even though I'm an hour and 30 minutes away from it and been to many late model races and cup races, and it's just a track that doesn't suit me well, and I've always had trouble, but I'll definitely take a third place any day.
Yeah, man, and to be honest, and if I'm not mistaken, I think next season completely different for these guys. I don't think they're coming back to Martinsville, so that could benefit you as well. So, or at least the final race ain't going to be at Martinsville, from what I heard. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But
yeah, he's definitely made some changes, and looking forward to.
Yeah, for sure. So third place, not bad at all, man. Any shout-outs or anything like that you want to give?
Definitely a big shout out to my team again. They know all who we all know who we are. We spend hours and schedule our times around racing, try to work on these setups together. My sponsors, Midwest, Town Insurance Options, those guys, I got a new one coming on for next year,
Awesome.
Brown Race Cars, which is a teammate of mine. So
Right.
really, really pleased. Can't ask for much more. Always went up a little bit. But other than that, I'm extremely happy. And thank you for doing this. I hope you keep at it. There's not many broadcast guys that I can say that I enjoy listening to, and you always do a good show at it, and really appreciate it.
Yeah, man, for sure. We are scheduled to come back next season, and I got to go ahead and tell you while you're in here, you're one of the cleanest racers I've ever broadcasted, and I think I've actually mentioned that before. So really kudos to you. There's not a lot of, there's clean racers on iRacing, but, you still get guys that like to rough it up here and there. But you're one of the cleanest guys to watch race around people. So good job on that. Good job on third place tonight. Go out there and see if you can win this thing next year or next season.
I sure hope so, and thank you for that. That means a lot.
For sure, man. All right, so, guys, that's going to do it for our season for the NASRA. Man. So I'm sitting here thinking about Scott Austin, and the words that come to my mind before I got an announcement I want to make that I just found out, but the words that come to my mind, you really feel sorry for him. You got to still give it up to Johnson Smith. That's why he's won the championships 3 in a row, including dirt. If you want to count that, it's 4. There's a reason why he's a back-to-back champion. He knows how to race these races. He knows where to be. Consistent finishes win championship. If I'm not mistaken, I can't promise anything about this, but he came into this season without winning one single race, and he walks out champion. That should tell you guys on what can happen. So a big shout out to him for doing that. Congratulations, Colin Allman and all them guys. I'm really looking forward to next season. I wish it was next week, to be honest. I'm really looking forward. I know they got some big news plans, so we'll keep you all informed here and on our Facebook page at Trackside TV. Go check these guys out. But I want to mention real fast, I said I had an announcement. So we all seen what happened with Jason Day. He got into the side of Jimmy Babs. From what I was told just a few months ago, it was connection issues. His whole screen went black. That's why he actually got into him like that. So that makes sense. I mean, these guys was literally just on the podcast the other night that I talked about, usually just joking around. So I know there wasn't any intention, but that is what happened with Jason Day and Jimmy Babb. So it was not intentional, and actually Jimmy comes back and finishes strong, finished in 8th place, so not bad. So, yeah, I want to thank everybody that's tuned into these races each and every week. Get ready, because next season is going to be even better, and you already see it by the broadcast quality itself has went up. So really looking forward to it. Thanks, everybody, again for watching. I hope everybody have a great night. God bless, as always. We'll talk to y'all here soon. Once again, thanks to all the sponsors. We'll see y'all soon. Have a great night.